Okay guys, this is your boy Ligo One Half and Duo back again on another video. I want to do a quick video. This is a quick video. I wanted to point this out because I've been pointing this out. So, including with people now with the crosswords thing on Genesis does on Nintendo, I won't do what Nintendo does what nobody's doing. I think that's what we'll call it about. Nintendo's doing something that nobody's doing. And also, when people talk about, oh, we don't own nothing, yeah, and through the key cards and all the stuff, which was third-party publishers again that did that. We gotta remember that they asked for it, and now they're not. It's not selling. It's their fault. And there's a way to fix it. Buy the daggone Switch One cartridge where you have 4, 8, 16, 32, and then use the 64 for the Switch 2. You could do that. You could program it. I've gone back and forth and back and forth, and I asked a couple people who worked with certain things to figure out how the file works, the transfer rate works, and they said you could do that, and it will work on the Switch too. So there's no excuse for third parties. They're doing that because they want to do that. Again, blame third parties. And I laugh at this part right here because a lot of gamers always say this. Oh, Nintendo need to work with third parties. Need to work with third parties. But then those same videos I've showed you, some same videos, is the same people saying, but AAA sucks. So Nintendo should work with AAA that does sucks? That don't make no sense. That's not logical. That's stupid. I digress. But again, this Friday's video about Nintendo's anti-consumer video, you're gonna see that you saw or see. Cause I don't depending on what I'm putting this is. That part is stupid because this is a thing that again anti-consumer. But look we use our money and we bankroll that thing. Not me personally, because I bought physical all the time. Majority of my, again, 85% of my games are physical. Hell, and any games that I didn't buy the physical, most of them I do later on. If I could find them, I do buy them physical. Airport Hero, I bought it digital. There are 3 versions of that game. I bought 2 of them digital, and now I found there's another one. On PlayAsia, I bought the physical version of that upgrade because I can. That's how I do it. Anyway, let's listen to this smart young man, a smart young man who understands what's going on.
One of the things that I miss the most about classic games is that you could just pick up a cartridge, throw it in the console, and play your game. But that was actually the case for a lot longer than I think you realize. I mean, cartridges, which we had on the Atari back in the 70s and Nintendo in the 80s, and of course, even Nintendo in the 80s.
Okay.
And of course, even though
I'm gonna play this through, but I've said this, and he just said it. That's what I liked. That's what I liked. Angry gamer who said, "Oh, Nintendo should go on this, you dumb fuck." No, I liked it better. I took my cartridge, I put it in the damn console, and that was it. Now we had a brief session, if you look at the game as a whole, of when this did that. That was PlayStation up to that was basically 1995 or 4, PlayStation really. That up to 2000 and 2006. Not on Nintendo side, PlayStation, but 2006. That's what that was. Well, this look like ain't gonna be a lot. I gotta explain this out. This ain't gonna be a short video, but it's gonna be a good sized video. But that's what it was. When all the games used to be on the disc. But then Xbox, PlayStation, they started changing things. Oh, and people don't want to call them out on this shit, but they call Nintendo, oh Nintendo, blah blah blah. But you don't want to call it Sony, Microsoft. I have been doing it all the time. Sorry, but I'm facts is facts, and that's what it is. The truth is the truth. So let me wind it back up again, because he's saying it correctly.
play your game. But that was actually the case for a lot longer than I think you realize. I mean, of course, there's the obvious cartridges, which we had on the Atari back in the 70s and Nintendo
Correct.
in the 80s. And of course, even though Nintendo held on to cartridge media for a long time, other game companies went to disc-based, but you could still play the games directly off the disc. And like even
True.
when Sony went from the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 2, or when Nintendo finally adopted disc-based media with the GameCube, they were still putting their entire games on the disc, and the game was being played off the disc.
And let's not forget, people were hitting Nintendo. He's going to bring up a good point. 'Cause I watched the whole video. It's a short. People need to remember, because people brought this bull ass up, and I've said it many times. PlayStation 2 had multiple discs. Xbox had multiple discs. But like, oh, well, Nintendo, again, third-party acts for way to, so they don't so they don't lose money off of Dreamcast and PlayStation 2. Third-party acts for this. Nintendo came with the mini disc. Oh, we got three. You gotta put two discs. You gotta take a disc out and swap out a disc. Funny enough, that version of what's that game of Tales of Symphonia, still the ultimate version of the game. Yes, the resolution might not be super great, but frame rate, no skip frames, no stuttering, nothing was working perfectly, and it was 60 glorious frames per second in 2001. And at the point, I didn't care for 60 frames per second. I still kind of don't care for 100% right now. But my point is, if that's the thing that you modern gamers wanted, that game had it. And y'all pissed GameCube and say, oh, well, GameCube, this, whatever. Okay. All right. But Final Fantasy VII had multiple discs. Anybody said it? Nothing, right? So let's not pretend that Nintendo was the only one that had multiple discs. Stop that shit.
Though you could add a hard drive to the original PS2 and the original Xbox came with a built-in hard drive, those hard drives were only ever used for things like updates and save files. The only piece of media that I know of that you would actually install onto the hard drive from a disc was on the Xbox with the Halo 2 multiplayer map pack. And funny enough, not only did this disc update Halo 2 for you, but it could also just be installed on any Xbox. So if one person had this at a LAN party, everybody had those maps. It was only after the introduction of the PS3 that games started to actually be installed onto the internal hard drive from the discs, but Xbox, well, they had a different opinion about that. See, because every version of the PS3 came with an internal hard drive, just like how every original Xbox had a built-in hard drive. But when Microsoft introduced the Xbox 360, they actually introduced versions that did not have internal hard drives, which meant that for a very, very long time through the Xbox's lifespan, it was a requirement that your games had to play off the disc. Like if you had something like an Xbox 360 arcade and you wanted to go downloading games off of the Xbox Live Store, you would have to buy something like this, which was the hard drive module for the original Xbox 360. It was only later in the Xbox 360's life that that requirement ended up getting lifted, which is good because, well, a game like this, Grand Theft Auto 5, actually required 2 discs, one of which had to be installed onto the internal hard drive of your Xbox.
2 discs? Again, there's multiple other games you could search this on Google yourself. But yeah, 2 discs. So it wasn't a Nintendo thing. So stop lying again.
And what makes this even funnier is that Microsoft made this requirement, and yet they were the ones still using DVDs for their games, whereas Sony was using Blu-rays. This is why Rockstar had to put GTA 5 on 2 discs for the 360 and 1 disc on the PS3. But of course nowadays, even if the disc contains the entire game, we have to install it to the hard drive of our modern consoles because, well, disc-based media isn't exactly the fastest reading media for high-resolution textures. And so because of that, that pretty much just spells the end for being able to buy a game on a piece of media, throw it in your console, and just have it play with no pre-install required, right? No, actually. Nintendo is actually the last company still holding on to the ability for players to buy their games on a cartridge, put it in the console, and have it...
Imagine that. Da-da-da-da. Nintendo is the only one that does this. That I like, that I could take my cartridge and put it in. Yes, and I have done multiple videos of the game. People are like, oh, well, you still need to install. No, you don't. Now, Breath of the Wild, I need to install on my Wii U. I know that. That's why I didn't like that. And not all games, but here's the thing. I've shown videos of me, and they always pop up, oh, you need to do a update. I've showed videos with Starlink. That's not a Nintendo game, but the Nintendo's version of the game, but Starlink. Paper Mario. There's a video about that I did that recently with Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. I've shown that I can skip. I've done it also with the Star Fox stuff on the Wii U. I've done that also with some indie games that ask for that. Sakura Race of Ruin as well, and also Fighting Range. Like I showed you on it. Plug in, play, bam, it plays. Plug in, play. That's what it was. No installs, no updates. It just works. If the game is a good game, and I basically find games is good that works good. Y'all blaming Nintendo for the whole keycard shit is annoying, but whatever. But y'all who said, just like the female and everything, oh, we want this, we don't own our games. Nintendo is the only company that's giving their games physical and everything's on the cartridge, and you could own it for the rest of your life. Again, imagine that. Let me back up a little bit.
A game on a piece of media, throw it in your console, and just have it play with no pre-install required, right?
Exactly.
No, actually. Nintendo is actually the last company still holding on to the ability for players to buy their games on a cartridge, put it in the console, and have it play with no installs required. Now, there are a few exceptions for games that are bigger than Nintendo's cartridge size, but after so many years of being able to just buy a game, put it in your console, and play it immediately with no installs required, Nintendo is the last company allowing their players to do it. And on the Switch 2, they've even managed to do it with Cyberpunk, so credit where it's due.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Why is that so hard? Credit where credit is due. That's all. And that's the facts, the truth, and nothing but the truth. So, again, miss me with the bull crap about, oh man, Nintendo's anti-consumer. Yay. I'm happy they are. Because customers like me want physical games, so I don't have to do no extra crap to it. I can just put in my console and play it. Now, has Nintendo done everything I want? No, because I'm just one person out of the 8 billion people in the world. And some of you 8 billion jackwagons wanted it to be that we couldn't get our own save file. I already debunked that. I'm not arguing that bullshit. And also, again, where we have the online set up the same way it is and everything, y'all asked for it. They followed it, and now you're bitching about it. I have a problem with that. But again, I blame Nintendo for following you guys, but you guys spoke with your wallet and wanted the shit. And now that y'all know that y'all ain't owning your own games out from any console except for Nintendo, I wish I have the video. Trip will be safe, but I've been saying it for the last couple. I will do. But if I'd raise a fist, video spinning in the chair. F you, I was right. F you, I was right. F you, I was right. Told y'all. So the people who come in my comment section talking about, oh, you're wrong. F off. Because some of y'all are so young that you don't even know this shit. And some of y'all know y'all wrong, but y'all just want to be contrary and want to clickbait. And again, Angry Gamer, when he did that stupid video about Nintendo should have gone to this instead of cartridges, F off, dude. You're stupid. You're stupid. You're just clickbaiting. That's all it is. You, the 10 Dean, all these people, y'all are asswipes. Y'all stupid. So I ain't got to worry about the situation with y'all. With that said, there's no perfect games out there. Never have, never will, never won't be. Why? Because what's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply enjoy your games. All consoles, including PC and mobile devices. Just enjoy your games, guys. All right, and let's let the truth be the truth. All right. Peace out. Bye. I'm out of here.